Now, the announcement is welcome news for Canadians with families overseas. Joining us live with reaction is Peter Schturyn, president of the Toronto chapter of the Ukrainian Canadian Congress. Good afternoon, Peter. How are you?
We're holding up as best as we can.
Yeah. And how have the efforts been going right now? I know you're in touch with people back in Ukraine. What are those conversations like, and what are you looking at to help?
Well, right now we've got a whole effort trying to support as many people as possible that are still fighting the good fight in Ukraine. So as much as there is a refugee crisis outside of Ukraine, people that made it out, there's an awful lot of people that have been displaced as well in Ukraine as Russia continues to bomb civilian areas.
The Canadian government, we heard from Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland today saying they're expediting these visas. They're putting Ukrainians ahead. How helpful will that be, and what more do you want to see from the Canadian government?
Well, first of all, we're very happy and very encouraged. We've had numerous meetings with both the federal government and the provincial government. We know there's this terrible humanitarian crisis happening, and there's going to be thousands of refugees that are going to want to make their way to Canada. One, because they probably have friends and family here, and two, they're obviously looking for a place to settle until everything can quiet down, and hopefully Ukraine can prevail. So we'll be working very closely with the federal government and the provincial government to assist wherever we can through our community and all the people that want to support.
Are you hearing from Canadians who want to help?
Absolutely. I'm getting calls, it seems almost every 5 or 10 minutes, of people that want to help. Actually, people that are willing to sponsor families, people that are willing to open their doors. It's quite overwhelming, but it's very heartwarming at the same time.
Yeah, I bet. Is it an organized effort? What are you telling people when they call, Peter?
Yeah, we're actually organizing committees. The Ukrainian Canadian Congress National Branch will be setting up a database for people that want to open their doors or do something by way of sponsorship. So we're working with that, and there, as I say, people will be able to log on and give that information. We're also meeting with the church community, the Ukrainian Catholic and Orthodox Church in Canada. We'll be working with the churches as well. There's an awful lot of goodwill, and we're just right now organizing the troops and organizing different committees to assist.
Is there anything that you can think of that you need immediately?
Yeah, well, for people that say they want to help, we tell them to go to our foundation. It's called the Canada Ukraine Foundation, cufoundation.ca. They're actually providing direct assistance into Ukraine for medical and all kinds of other humanitarian support. So that foundation has already mobilized things that are needed, and they've already been shipped in Europe or purchased in Europe and are going into both on the border with Poland and into Ukraine. So that's our humanitarian appeal, cufoundation.ca.
And the United Nations is saying at least 1 million refugees have fled Ukraine at this point, one of the largest mass exodus we've seen in decades. Peter, if we anticipate more Ukrainians trying to get out of that country and this becoming a long haul with Russia continuing its invasion, what do you see down the road in Canada's role? What can we as Canadians do long term to help so many of these people?
Well, just exactly that. I mean, fast tracking emergency travel into Canada, assistance in different refugee programs, and as well to continue to support. There's going to be an awful lot of people that don't want to leave Europe, they're hoping to maybe in short order, should the Russians stand down or lose, as we're praying, they would want to actually go back into Ukraine. So it's two-pronged. It's assistance here and it's assistance there. And we're very grateful for the Canadian government. They're really mobilizing quite effectively, and they've done tremendous work.
How would you say people among the Ukrainian Canadian communities feeling, Peter?
Well, there's so much emotion. It's raw still. It's it goes from anger to sadness to hear some of the beautiful stories to little moments of joy. But it's just the whole gamut of emotion, as you can imagine, watching friends and family being bombarded for absolutely no reason other than they don't want Ukraine to exist. It's kind of hard to swallow, but we're strong, proud people. We're getting organized, and we're going to win this battle.
And can I ask you personally, I mean, we saw the annexation of Crimea years ago. This felt like it was building to this moment. How are you absorbing everything that's unfolding?
Well, yeah, unfortunately, we're kind of a little bit battle hardened because the Ukrainians have been fighting this battle since 2014 and even previously with aggression from Russia. So, we've been involved in humanitarian efforts and assisting volunteers for years now. So this is just a continuation of that, but unfortunately, 10 times greater problem.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your time today, Peter, and we wish you all the best with your efforts to help so many Ukrainians trying to come to Canada right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much.